Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 163. I could be wrong. But I'm hoping I think it's 163, like 85% chance. And yes, I've checked, but then I'm always kind of like, boom, where'd that podcast come from? You know, there's a lot out there. Anyway, 163, super excited. Thanks so much for inviting me over. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you finished objects, some really good questions from the comments, and I need your help answering them, as well as a crochet along idea I'd like your opinion about. Also, crochet seasons. Let's start with that. Do you feel that you have a crochet season? Because for me, okay, there's two things. One is the year. New Year's starts the year. Does that start your crochet journey for the year? Because I feel like it should. I feel like it's like beginning like January 1st, you should start all your crochet stuff. You should have your year planned. You should know what you're doing. You should have all of your crochet dreams set out so they're in an achievable order by the end of the year. For me, and try as I may, I think this is going to be like my 9th year professionally trying to get my crochet life organized. January just doesn't work for me. Number one, exhausted from the holidays. Number two, I don't consent to January. It's always too soon. Number three, there's other stuff to do with the kids, family, just New Year stuff as a whole. It doesn't go along with my crochet creativity. Do you know what I mean? So there was a comment in last week's video, and the lady said that she is starting her crochet season. She starts all of her projects in October. And I was like, pew, that is the perfect timing for me. Last year or year before, I think I started in September. I like to start in September. But there's still so much going on, getting the kids to school, getting like uniforms, books, like all the stuff sorted out for school does not leave me feeling like I have creative time to like get a ball of yarn and putz about making a new something. So I'm like, October? Now we're talking. So this year, well, I'm starting right now. This is crochet season, day one, right now. I'm really excited about it. Would you feel that there is a crochet season? Like, when do you start crocheting? Now, I'm also in the Southern Hemisphere, so holla to all of the other people that live down under on whichever continent you are on. So for us, like, Christmas is summertime. January is like the hottest. February is hot. So I get that it's not always, crochet doesn't always go along with the cold weather, but I also feel like creativity kind of goes along, I don't know, October just works for me. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, because I thought that was really good food for thought. Also, before we get into finished objects, of which there are two, one you haven't seen before. I'm so excited. Before we get to that, I just want to ask you a question about the 4-squared granny sweater that I have. There is a tutorial both left and right-handed. It is this beauty right here. What I think it is like the second sweater I ever made. It's 4 granny squares. People are like, well, where's the pattern? I'm like, it's a tutorial. I didn't write the pattern. It's so old. It was before I was even slinging patterns. I was like, no one, like, I was making patterns for my students who wanted a written pattern while they were working on it during the week in between classes. So no one was working on it in between classes that needed a pattern. I didn't write it. Would you like a written pattern for this sweater? Or is a tutorial good enough? Let me know. Because I thought a tutorial is good enough, but there's been a lot of questions about it. People asking, so let me know, should I write out the pattern? I would like to do it, but I also feel if I go back and listen to that tutorial with the old equipment I had, and you know what, like when you start your job flipping burgers and you weren't good at flipping burgers. Like I knew how to flip a burger, but my equipment, my spatula wasn't that great. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to be hard on myself if I have to go back and listen to it and write the pattern, but I can if it's something that would be of value to you. So if you want me to do it, I can. If you don't want me to do it, cool, there's tutorials. So let me know about that. I just want your opinion. Now I'm feeling super finished objects. This is the one you have seen. Let me just reach it now that I dragged my furniture over here. This beauty, you know which one it is. We were working on this for a while before your summer and my winter. Isn't that stitch fabulous? It's so great. So this is the Orchid Storm Scarf or wrap. If you made it a little bit wider, it could be a wrap with the eyelash border. Isn't that everything? It's so great. So it gives it that swish. It gives it that grand finale. Plus, it's just a really functional sweater. This is just regular, well, it's Saver. It's premium Draylon acrylic, but it's just acrylic yarn in gray. Nothing fancy about it other than the Draylon bit. It's fine. But then check it out with the eyelash border. So I used 400 grams for the scarf and 50 grams for each end. So 100 grams for the border. Isn't it great? I love it. I could have color coordinated a little better, but I'm like, pink goes with green. It's one of my favorite combos. So this is the Orchid Storm scarf, and now I'm gonna put it on my little lady over there. That is literally so cute. Yes, that is a crochet Christmas cactus. Yes, that is Frank, Mr. Frankly Circles over there. Still waiting for the border, but I thought he can come out and hang out with us. So that's already a tutorial written pattern, all that. All this, oh, and then the yoga ball. So that is the giant or the huge crochet ball cover with hexagon zigzag hexies instead of African flowers. Same pattern, just combining all of that. I will link those patterns in the description so you can kind of like click on them and see what's up with any of that. There's also tutorials on the channel. Next, are you ready for it? This is my latest absolute fetish. I'm right into it. Well, okay, I'm gonna show you one, and then I'm gonna show you how we got here. Or should I show you all of them? I can show you all of them. And then I'm going to show you how we got here. Boom, were you ready for that? Were you expecting it? Let me show you two at a time. Sunflower coasters. Aren't they the cutest thing? So cute. So I wanted to do like a flower coaster, and I'm like, it's the perfect time of year for sunflowers. And sunflowers underneath a little teacup. Adorable. So this started me on a huge bender. Apparently I went through a lot of yarn figuring it out. So let's go and check it out. So this is the first sunflower I made, following what you think you're supposed to do. So 3-row circle, single crochets, but it was already a bit tight. I had to increase for the single crochets, and then I think that's what bugs me. But the rest of it turned out okay, other than it kind of looks like a star. Now I did change what I was doing around, so it was a sample. I didn't go back and start again. I'm going to be frogging back this yarn and using it again, but I wanted to just show you first. Like, yes, I fail. This is totally a fail, but I guess it's not a fail. It's a learning experience because I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I like these petals better than those petals, and I've got to figure out something about those single crochets that look like a hot mess. Second prototype, all the petals match, and we did a solid row, no increases in the single crochet. So I did extra stitches in our last round of double crochets. Probably can't see because of the chocolate brown, but can you see that? It's not flat. Let me hold it better. It's not flat. It is domed. It's dished this way, and it is a dome that way. So that means not enough stitches going around. So good idea, but not enough stitches, or it would be laying flat, and it's kind of a bit of a soup bowl. Next, I put more stitches for the third round of the brown, and then did my cute little petals. I think it worked out great. I think there's a lot of petals, so I think there's too many petals for this one, but it definitely lays down flat. I also think it's a bit big, like for a coaster, but it's cute. I mean, it's getting pretty cute. It's super nice and flat. Hard to show you, but it's super flat. I'm liking it. Still going to frog it back. I need this yellow. This is actually original Saver 100 from Ice Yarns. which they don't make. Well, they do make it now. It's a different yarn. So this is the OG Saver 100 that matches Saver, but this is Saver 100. So it's not Draylon acrylic, but it is the same diameter and thickness and everything like that. It says this is regular acrylic and this was Draylon, but now Saver 100 is much thinner. It's not the same yarn, but this is OG Saver 100, so obviously I'm keeping it. It's a gorgeous color that they do not make in Saver, so I'm getting that yarn back. Oh, I was also looking at sunflower pictures, you know, like Google search for sunflowers and then images, and I noticed some of them have a little ring, so I'm like, maybe this yellow, the rounds of yellow I do before I join the petals, the single crochets, maybe those rows I could do in a different color. On the internet, they looked kind of browny like this, like rusty kind of color. So I did that. But I think, like, when I look at it, all I see is this rust color. Like, it really grabs my attention. It's just too sunflower. Maybe that's what it is. It's too sunflowery and not pretty. I don't know. And still, there's a lot of petals. See how they're all, like, dishing up? They're scooping, like, a lot. So that also is something that is going to get changed. So this is when I called it a night. This is the last one I made. And I'm like, let me sleep on it. I'll have a great idea in the morning. In the morning, I'm like, you know what it is? It is the color. That rust color, maybe it just has to be a darker yellow instead of a lighter brown or more of an orangey brown. Maybe it should be a darker yellow. So this I don't mind. This I think is cute. Like when I see that little butterscotchy color, I'm like, oh, it's a sunflower. It's cute. Another thing, I also made it smaller. I'm like, what if I just did a 2-round circle and then the single crochets? Because I feel like that will hold a wine glass or a teacup or a coffee mug just great, where this is like almost a placemat. This was 4 inches of the flat part, and this is 3 inches of the flat part. So I guess it depends on what size cups and mugs you usually use, but the size in your house it takes up. Like, I just think this looks like a much cuter coaster. From petal to petal, 6 inches, and from petal to petal, when they're flat, this silly guy, 7 inches. So it's only 1 inch shorter. Or not shorter, smaller, I suppose. But I feel like it's an important inch. Still some issues with it. The petals, there's too many of these petals here. See how they're like so squished together? I feel like these 3 are a nicer spacing. Like that is a sunflower. This, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a flower or fingers or something. Too many, too close together, too something. So still not the final product. Now this, I'm totally happy with it. Oh, let me show you the difference again. So these petals all kind of crunched up, cute, but this is like, oh my gosh, it's a sunflower. Like, to me, it looks perfect. I'm like, I love the colors. I love how these petals kind of lay flat. Like, I could have these all over my house and not be like, I'd be proud of them. I'm like, that's really cute. So this one, I've made a couple now. I'm on my 3rd. I wanted to have 3 done for the tutorial before I start filming it, so I can, you know, show you, be like, oh, here's your coasters. But ran out of my Saver 100. I have 2 more balls or 2 more skeins left, but they are perfect, unused, so I don't really want to dabble with them. I did have 2 skeins that were like partially used, so I used those for all of my trial and error. But now that I've showed you I don't need all this trial and error, I can frog them back straight into the ones that I love. So that is what I'm going to do to finish this. much yarn we frogged back or we caked up from all of those other sunflower petals. Can you imagine? You think you're trying out a pattern and it's not a big deal. This is like quite a bit of yarn. So now I can finish up this little cutie, have my trusty favorite spinner here for when I put my cakes on, by the way. You know the pretty little end, the bottom of the cake? I keep that facing up and I put my spindle through what used to be the top of the cake. I find the yarn just goes nicer. I don't know why. Anyway, that's how I do it. There we go. That one is also done now. That didn't take much. I'm gonna make the fourth with you for the tutorial, and then I have a set of 4. So cute. Oh, I have to sew in the ends of the one I just finished. Look, ends are done. I feel like I need a gold star. Do I get a gold star for sewing in my ends? I only do it for tutorials. That's a lie. I do it sometimes for myself as well. Anyway, so excited. So I made 4 of those beauties. Yes, there is a written pattern. Oh my gosh, written patterns. I forgot to share with you. So, written pattern for the Orchid Storm scarf. So front page, back page. Back page, I have all of the stuff that you need. So if you're flipping through your patterns, you don't have to like open up the pattern to see what you need. It's on the back page. Now that also depends on how many pages the patterns are. If it's an odd number, it's on a page by itself. At the end, it's just a blank page. So I just turn it around so it's on the back of my pattern. And then I just keep them all in page protectors. So you can just flip through and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to take it out unless you're actually going to be crocheting it. You can see everything that you need right here. So that is great. Plus, I am including a project page. So this is from my planner. I still have to update it for 2025, but for 2024 it is available, but we're getting close to the end. So it has everything you need for keeping track of your pattern, like where you store your pattern, who you want to make it for, what you need to buy, need to find, time spent, skill level, make it again, yarn you bought it from, price per ball, dye lot, fiber content, thickness, gauge, weight, length, finish size, hook, chain hook, multiple, chain, your rating, if you like the tutorial, the pattern, the yarn, if it was easy, if you could watch TV, it was a fun factor, if it was satisfying, the colors. Plus, you just fill in one of these circles for each ball of yarn you use. So you don't have to keep track of it. You're like, oh, you can just kind of scribble, fill in a circle. That means you used up a ball of yarn. And up a spot for notes. So all of that in the pattern. Because I'm like, that would be so, like, I would love it. So if you're into that stuff, it is now included in my new patterns. I have to go back and like fix all the old ones. Apparently there's 170 or something like that. I don't know when that happened. I honestly don't know. So that is a bit of a feat of strength. But all my new patterns will have that at the end. So those are obviously available on my website. And the sunflower tutorial will be coming out on Sunday, both right and left-handed. So if you are left-handed, it's on my other channel, easy left-handed crochet tutorials. But it's all linked together. So if you find the left-handed one, there's a link in the description to find the right-handed. Did I say that wrong? And if you find the right-handed, you can link to the left. There's a link for the left-handed. It's all there, so don't worry about it. They're all available, and it'll be coming out on Sunday, so if you're around, pop in and say hi during the premiere. What else? Oh, I should also say, if you enjoy crochet, yarn, color, and hanging out in the Yarnery, please subscribe to the channel. Something I have to, like, tick off the box. I have to ask you to do it. I feel a bit awkward doing it, but I guess it's just something I have to do. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you have subscribed, and if you're a longtime friend, viewer of the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Now, those are my finished objects. We have my whips. I'm keeping a little bit under my hat because they're a bit seasonal, and I want to surprise you. So I got them right there, right off camera. They're really great. So after this, I'm going to hop onto my crochet bed, and I'm going to do some crochet on my next favorite thing in the world. And that will be coming up soon also. Now also this week, I had a question from KB Might. So KB Might said, I too make things too big for me. This was a comment on the top 5 crochet sweaters to make that you have to try. Super easy. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it. So KB Might says, I too make things too big for me, but I've gotten better. I made a sweater one time that was too small, so I gave it to my mother-in-law. I made your party cardi for my granddaughter when you put out the video, and it came out beautiful. However, I used Bernat velvet, and when done, I noticed the yarn was coming out with loops. I've seen videos that this happened to others. I did a blanket with a tight stitch, and it did the same thing. I have a bunch of that yarn, so if anyone has an idea of a crochet stitch that would not do that with a velvet yarn, please let me know. So I have not worked with Bernat velvet. I have chenilles, but I'm not sure if that is the same thing. So if you have any tips for how to work with Bernat velvet, or what stitch she could use where you don't see, where the loops don't come out, or if there's a tip or trick to fixing that, let us know. I'd love for us to be able to help out KB Might. So thanks so much for asking, KB. I appreciate it. Hopefully, check the comments and we'll have some answers. Now, upcoming, almost crochet along, kind of a make along, kind of a fun thing to do, because it is our official crochet season. And now I would be starting this also. I haven't done one yet, but I'd be starting it. So what do you think about doing, well, not my idea, it was a comment during the live chat last Friday. What is your opinion about doing Chicken of the Month? Right? So some sort of little crochet chicken, big, little, medium, any sort of crochet chicken, one a month. And not, of course, for the whole year, for the crochet season, which I feel ends around April. So we'll do like October, November, December, January, February. Oh, did I do that wrong? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 7 months. I think that's a crochet season. So how do you feel about Chicken of the Month? There's a whole bunch of really cute chickens out there. I want to do the granny square ones, just 2 granny squares, and you just join them opposite. Looks so cute. You could do all sorts of colors, different granny squares. Oh, they could be as simple or as elaborate as you felt like. So let me know. Or they could be the same one. You just change colors every time. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. But let me know what you think about that, because I think that would be a really fun thing to do. There is the live chat coming up on Friday, same time as usual, 5 p.m. here in Nairobi. And there's also the members live chat, Cotton members and above. That is going to be on Monday. I already have that up, so if you are a Cotton member, you will see that on the home page or the member page. So go and set yourself a reminder for that. So that is what is going on in the Yarnery. I hope you're having a super great day, and I'm waiting for you in that video up there. Stay hooked. Sound, and face in the middle. Look at us go. Awesome. Okay. Oops. Now, everything I need, I have to get up. I can't reach anything. I got all set up now. Everything is like way, I pushed all the furniture out of the way. So now everything I need to show you is way over there. So now I gotta go get it. Oh my gosh. Off topic. No, it's not off topic, is it? Probably have to edit that. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I hope I have sound. Okay, good. Whew. Oh my Lord. The amount of times I've recorded without putting on the microphone. But now there's a bar on the screen where I can see it. Thank the good Lord. I also recorded ice yarn unboxings. I'm the worst. I don't press record. So I press record and then I stop and I press record again to make sure it's recording. But the time that I check, I'm too excited and I basically don't hold it long enough to turn on, and I do the whole unboxing without the camera being on. It's happened twice in a row. So I'm like super paranoid now. I'm always like checking. So yes, we're recording. Yes, we have sound. Good. Okay, I'm going right over there to do my hooking. I got a hook date. Stay hooked.